Good evening, friends and fellow dreamers. Tonight I want to talk to you about something fundamental. Not about some belief or concept, but rather about what there is. You see, Zen is not teaching, something to believe in, or even a state that one can attain. No. Rather, it's the act of releasing what you think you know, of standing naked before the mystery of existence itself. As the Zen master Bodhidharma declared, "Vast emptiness, nothing is holy." This is Zen's bold stroke. There's no sacred other to chase, no self to polish. You are that great emptiness, the vastness, already complete in itself. If only you'd stop trying, stop striving. As always, let's begin with a fresh Zen story. The tale of the monk and the cricket. A monk seeking tranquility in a forest hermitage was kept awake by a cricket's relentless chirping. Very irritated, he tried to shoo it away, but it persisted. He stormed into his master, complaining, "How can I find peace with this racket coming from the cricket?" The master replied, "The cricket is not outside you. It's only your mind that is chirping. Invite it in." So the monk returned, sat, and listened, letting the chirp blend with the rustle of the leaves, the hum of the night. Suddenly, the sound was no longer other. It was him. It was the forest and the stars. Zen is this alchemy, transforming annoyance into unity, noise into revelation. The cricket's chirp is the voice of the void, if you dare to hear it. Science offers us a lens on this. In the study of embodied cognition, researchers like Sean Gallagher argue that the mind isn't confined to the skull, but rather it extends into the body and even to the environment. Your perception of the world, the cricket chirping, the cold air, the weight of your bones, it's not separate from you, but part of the fabric of your mind. Zen takes this even further, dissolving the boundary between perceiver and perceived. As philosopher Evan Thompson notes, consciousness is not something that we have, it's something that we do. Zen is this doing, a dynamic, open-ended act of being, where the cricket, the monk, and the night are all one performance. As the great Terence McKenna might say, Zen is the ultimate reality hack, syncing your software with the universe's source code. Zen demands you live this, not just think it. This is an experience, not a concept. It's very important to remember that. The poet Adrian Rich wrote, "I came to see the damage that was done and the treasures that prevail." Zen is this seeing, not ignoring life's grit, but finding its treasures. That cricket chirping in the dark, the ache you feel in your chest, the fleeting warmth of morning. To breathe, Zen says, is to inhale the entire cosmos. To blink is to open a galaxy. You see, Zen is a riddle that laughs before you even solve it. A game where the rules dissolve into playfulness. It embraces the absurd, the contradictory, with a very sparkly twinkle in its eye. Terence McKenna once said, "The universe is a trickster, and its best joke is you." Zen tends to agree with this, but it adds a nudge. The joke is only funny when you laugh along, when you see that you are the punchline and the comedian. Let's jump into another Zen tale, the tale of the monk and the footprint. A monk, walking a muddy path after some rain, noticed a single footprint perfectly formed. He wondered, who could have left this? A sage? A spirit? Maybe a ghost? He became very obsessed, searching for the maker of this footprint. His master, noticing his fixation, said, "Step into the footprint." Well, the monk did, and his own foot fit perfectly. "You made it," said the master, "but you forgot." The monk roared with laughter. The footprint was his own, left hours ago. Zen is this remembering. The answers that you seek are already yours, hidden in plain sight. As Alan Watts might say, the universe is playing peekaboo, and you're the one that's hiding. Zen's mischief sparkles in its kensho moments, fleeting glimpses of truth that jolt the mind awake. A monk once asked Master Guishan, "What is the shape of awakening?" Guishan pointed to a falling leaf and said, "Just watch it land." The monk stared at the leaf as it twirled down, drifted, and settled on the ground. Not a word, just emotion, yet it cracked open his mind. The leaf's fall was awakening, complete in itself, needing no further explanation. Terence McKenna might call this a microdose of eternity, a split second where the veil of illusion lifts. Science comes in with chaos theory, which reveals how small changes, like a leaf falling, can ripple through complex systems, creating rather unpredictable outcomes. Zen is rather fond of this unpredictability, this dance of order and chaos. The mind, too, is chaotic, a swirl of thoughts and impulses. Yet Zen finds stillness within this swirl. As mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot said of fractals, the same pattern repeats at every scale. Zen sees this fractal nature in reality. The leaf's twirl mirrors the galaxy's spin. The monk's breath echoes the pulse of the tide. So to go back, Zen and science are partners in awe, each probing the same mystery with different tools. Consider the study of attention. Cognitive scientists like Amishi Ya have shown that attention is not a fixed resource, but rather a trainable skill, strengthened by practices such as meditation. Zen's shikantaza, or just sitting, hones this skill, not to focus on one thing, but to rest in open awareness, where every sound, every sensation is equally as vivid. Brain scans of master Zen practitioners, like those studied by Richard Davidson, show enhanced gamma wave activity, linked to the heightened perception and integration. This is a gift of Zen, a mind that can see the world as it is, not as a world that is mine or not mine, a world that is either me or outside of me. Let's dig a little deeper with panpsychism. It's a philosophical idea gaining traction these days in science. Thinkers like Philip Goff proposed that consciousness might be a fundamental property of matter, not just a byproduct of our brains. Even a quark, a leaf, or a star might have a rudimentary experience or consciousness. Zen's idea of Buddha nature aligns closely with this. Everything, the cricket, the footprint, you, it's all awake, alive, part of the same conscious fabric that we call the universe. As the Zen master Mazu said, this very place is the lotus land, this very body, the Buddha. You see, in understanding this, we realize that we're not just a thing or someone in the universe, but rather we're the way that the universe comes to know itself. Evolutionary biology can add another layer. Studies of altruism, like those done by David Sloan Winslow, show that cooperation, not just competition, drives survival. Zen's emphasis on compassion, seeing others as yourself, reflects this. When you bow to a stranger, you bow to the universe. When you share a meal, you are feeding the stars. Terence McKenna might say, Zen is the evolutionary cheat code, turning selfishness into cosmic kinship. Yet, Zen transcends data, soaring into the ineffable. The novelist Haruki Murakami wrote, "Beyond the edge of the world, there's a space where emptiness and substance neatly overlap." Zen lives in this overlap, where a cricket's chirp is both empty and full, where a footprint is both yours and the earth's. To sit in silence is to hear the world's heartbeat. To walk is to trace the arc of creation. Let's go into another tale. The tale of the whispering bamboo. You see, a monk struggling with doubt sat in a bamboo grove, hoping and praying for a sign. The wind stirred the stalks, but he heard nothing special. Frustrated, he told his master, "The bamboo is silent." The master replied, "You're listening with your ears, not your heart." So the monk returned and sat with the bamboo. He let go of all expectation. The bamboo's rustle soon became a whisper, and then a song. You see, it wasn't a song of words, but of presence, of wind and wood and time. He wept, not with sorrow, but with pure joy. Zen is this listening, not for answers, but for the question itself, alive in every sound. Again, Terence McKenna might say, the universe is a radio, and Zen tunes you to its wildest frequency. This echoes with Zen's practice of Mondo, where questions spark insight. A monk asked Master Yunju, "What is the weight of truth?" Yunju picked up a pebble and simply said, "Feel it." The monk held the pebble, puzzled. It was light, almost insignificant. Yunju added, "Now feel the mountain where it came from." The monk sat with the pebble, sensing its connection to the earth, its eons and eons of formation. Truth, he realized, is weightless yet fast. A pebble and a mountain, all at the same time. The poet Octavio Paz wrote, "The world is a handful of dust, and a handful of dust is the world." Another tale. The monk and the dew. A monk meditating at dawn noticed a dewdrop on a blade of grass, sparkling like a jewel. He thought, how brief its beauty. When the sun rose, the drop vanished. He mourned its loss, but the master said, the dew didn't vanish. No, it became the air, the cloud, the rain. So where's the loss? The monk gazed at the grass, the sky, and saw the dew everywhere, in every breath. You see, my friends, Zen is this vision. Nothing is lost because nothing is separate. As the artist Yayoi Kusama said, My life is a dot lost among thousands of other dots, yet it is infinite. Zen's essence is that of non-attachment. Not as cold detachment, but as warm, playful release. Life is a cascade of change. Your thoughts are always shifting. Your body grows old. The earth turns. So Zen simply says, don't clutch, don't recoil, just flow with the change. As the Zen master Sengsan wrote, when you try to stop activity, your effort becomes activity. Rest in natural state. The rest is Zen's freedom. You become free when you stop fighting the cascade. Science supports this idea. Research on emotional regulation, like that done by James Gross, shows that accepting emotions without trying to control them fosters enhanced well-being. Zen's practice of bare attention does this. You notice anger, joys, fears, without labeling or resisting them. And what happens when you notice them? They pass in a very similar way to clouds in the sky, leaving the sky of your mind clear. Alan Watts might say, life is a breeze, and you're not the tree, you're the air it moves through. The psyche is a weather system, and Zen is learning to love the storm. Let's go to a Zen figure, the monk Ishun. When her monastery banned women, she disguised herself as a man to study. Years later, revealed, she faced exile. Instead of anger, she just laughed, saying, "The Dharma has no gender, why should I?" So she left, teaching freely in villages, her laughter a teaching in itself. You see, Zen is all about this lightness. No matter the obstacle, the truth remains, shining through every crack. As the musician Laurie Anderson said, the world is a mess, but it's a beautiful mess. Another tale. A monk watching a kite soar above a festival saw it snap its string and plummet to the ground. He pitied it, but his master said, "The kite fell, but it was always the sky. The string was never its truth." The monk meditated on this, seeing his own strings, his fears, desire, as illusions. Free of them, he was the sky, entirely boundless. As the poet Khalil Gibran wrote, "You are not enclosed within your bodies, nor confined to houses or fields. That which is you dwells above the mountain and roams with the wind." Artists embody the Zen spirit, finding eternity in the ephemeral. The sculptor Isamu Noguchi, crafting stone into fluid forms, said, "I am interested in the space between things." Now, Zen is also in this space. Not the object, but the pause, not the note, but the silence. When you knead dough, knead as if the bread is the body of the cosmos. When you draw as if the line is a comet's tail. Consider the poet Basho, whose haiku captured fleeting moments, a frog's splash, a crow's silhouette. He wrote, "The temple bell stops, but the sound keeps coming out of the flowers." Zen is this sound. It lingers not in the bell, but in your awareness, in the flower's quiet bloom. McKenna might call it a snapshot of the eternal now, encoded in 17 syllables. Or take the filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky, whose slow, contemplative films unfold in a very similar way to meditations. He said, "The artist's task is to restore to man his sense of mystery." Zen agrees with this sentiment. Life is a mystery, not to solve, but rather to savor. Every act, stirring soup, sketching a face, even going to your job, whatever that may be, is a chance to touch this very mystery. As Watts might say, the universe is an artist's studio, and you are the paint, the brush, and the canvas. Zen is not cloistered. It's in the chaos of markets, the hum of cities, the clutter of homes. Take the practice of gasho, the bow of hands in gratitude. Before eating, working, or meeting another, you simply bow, not to a deity, but to life itself. The bowl of rice, the hammer, the stranger's eyes. These things are all sacred. The ordinary is a wormhole to the infinite, if you bow low enough. Or consider Zen's art of ikebana, which is flower arrangement. Each stem, each angle, is placed with great intention, not for beauty, but for balance, for the dialogue between flower and space. The arranger Kodo Sawaki said, "Ikebana is not about flowers, it's about the heart that sees them." Zen is in this heart. It arranges life's moments with care, whether you're pruning a rose or answering your cell phone. Well, the night is young, so let's go for another story. A monk sweeping the temple steps found a sparrow's nest, fragile and very new. He was afraid to disturb it, so he stopped, but the wind scattered it. He grieved, but his master said, "The nest was never just twigs. It was the sparrow's care, the wind's touch, your pause. It's still here." The monk looked and saw the temple, the sky, his own hands, all part of that nest story. Every loss is a weaving, every end a thread in the tapestry of the cosmos. As the poet Jane Hirschfield wrote, "The world asks of us only the strength we have, and we give it. Then it asks more, and we give it." Well, after all this, we're still here, in the now, in the pulsing weave of what's happening now. Zen promises nothing. No heavens, no certainties, no beliefs, no happiness. Just this moment, deep as the void, bright as a star. You're not a guest in the universe. You're the host, the party, the music, all of it. The cosmos is a prankster's dream, and you're the dreamer, the dream, and all the laughs. So listen to that cricket, step in that footprint, sing with the bamboo, and bow to the dewdrop. The Zen mind is no mind, just this chirp, this pebble, this fall of a kite, this sparrow's nest. It's you now, woven into the tapestry, a thread that holds all of the stars. Bow to the kite string, the bamboos whisper, the pebbles wait, the nests scatter. The universe is a love song. Sing it with every step.